everybody, and welcome to the 9th episode of Coffee with Keira, the exciting podcast where I chat with different people about their careers to teach teens about potential jobs. As you all have probably heard by now, I am Keira, and joining me today in the coffee shop is Mrs. Garcia. We'll be discussing her job as a teacher. And I know you all know what a teacher is, but I have purposely selected her because of how she goes out of her way to teach and inspire her students in a really fun and not so typical way. I am super excited to be chatting with her, so see you inside. Hey, Miss Garcia, thank you so much for joining me for coffee. How's your day been so far?
I'm doing good, just, excited to be having a cup of joe with my favorite girl.
Where are you calling from today?
Today, I'm just calling from my house.
Where do you live?
I live in Chico, California.
Nice. Yep, I'm calling from my house in Dallas, Texas.
Nice.
What's in your cup this afternoon?
I'm sorry, what?
What's in your cup this afternoon?
Oh, my favorite drink, don't even lie, it's hot water.
Nice.
Yeah, I like to drink hot water. My family makes fun of me, but that's life. In my cool mug that says, this teacher has awesome students.
Nice. I have a vanilla bean frappuccino with lots of caramel drizzle from Starbucks. Best Starbucks drink ever.
All right. Sounds like extreme sugar rush.
Yep.
I'd be bouncing off the walls.
Yep. So I've heard you're a teacher, but specifically, what is your job and where do you work?
So I work at a bilingual school. It's called a dual immersion school here in Chico, California. It's called Rosedale Dual Immersion School, and we teach both English and Spanish. So essentially the students start school in kindergarten with 90% Spanish every day and 10% English. That translates to roughly 30 minutes of English every day. And the kids who start at our school, it doesn't matter if they are native Spanish speakers or native English speakers. In kindergarten, they're all getting taught 90% Spanish. And the idea is that every year it goes down 10% until 5th grade, where they're learning 50-50 English and Spanish. So our goal is to have biliterate students.
Mm-hmm. What grade do you teach?
5th grade.
Okay.
The best grade. Just kidding. Kindergarten rules too.
How long have you been teaching 5th grade?
This is my 3rd year teaching 5th grade.
And did you teach kindergarten previously?
I was a student teacher in the kindergarten classroom, and I just fell in love with the little people, man. They're so fun, and they just think that you are so cool, and they love my costumes and how weird I am.
And fun. I took Duolingo, not Duolingo. I had half English, half Spanish in 2nd grade and 1st grade, so I got to experience that when I was younger.
Nice! Did you like it?
Yeah, I learned a lot of Spanish. My Spanish has gone a little downhill from there, but just trying to get it back up.
Yeah, it's hard when you don't have anyone to practice with, but it's pretty amazing what you can do when you're like in that setting and other people around you are speaking it.
Yeah, half the time I was like, I don't know what you're saying, but I figured it out as I went.
Yeah.
What inspires you to dress up in all those fun outfits?
Oh, well, besides the fact that Halloween is my favorite holiday of all time, and I just love costumes, I think it's super important to keep kids engaged, and I really do not, I just don't do well with textbooks and worksheets and just giving kids something to read and then regurgitate. I really love hands-on learning, and I like to bring the content to life as much as I possibly can.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I am dressed up and I show like 100% investment, it really helps the kids get a little bit more engaged and a little more invested in whatever we're learning. And it seems to be working. Every time I put on a costume, even the kids that are like, oh, you're so weird. Usually by the end of the year, they crack at some point and they're like, oh, I love your costumes. So.
Yep. What's the best costume you've dressed up in?
And ask a girl that, man. Like teaching costume, best teaching costume. Okay, so for the 100th day of school, I dress up as a 100-year-old person. So one year I was a 100-year-old lady with like rollers in my hair. Another year I was just like a 100-year-old grandma with a walker. And then this past year I was a 100-year-old man.
Yep, I saw that.
Yeah, I straight up made like eyebrows and a mustache, and I wore them all day, and I made a fake belly. It was fantastic.
Well, Halloween's coming up, so what are you gonna be?
I have a few costumes to pick. Well, not to pick. I'm going to do all of them. I just have to pick which days. My principal challenged me to turn my bicycle into a broomstick and like, ride it to school. So one day I'm going to be a witch.
Nice.
And another day I am going to be Medusa. And then my students challenged me to be a sloth. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I'm still working on like, I'm thinking like a coconut and make like I don't know. It's something's got to happen there. And then I'm going to be Yoda one day.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
that sounds fun.
Yeah, it's super, super cute.
Yeah, I love Halloween too because you just get to dress up as whatever. I'm being Katniss Everdeen this year, so excited.
Oh, yes, my girl. I love Katniss.
Oh.
She's the best.
I love those movies.
1 year I was Merida, from Brave.
Yes.
It's so fun to carry around a bow and arrow. Be careful.
Yep. Sorry. So what does your typical schedule look like in terms of classes, and how has COVID affected your school life?
A lot. So pre-COVID, school 8:30. Our school starts at 8:30. It ends at 2:30. We have recess for about 20 minutes. At 10:30, we have lunch for about 45 minutes from 12:15 to 12:55. And then my schedule, the way it works is we teach predominantly Spanish in the morning. Mm-hmm. And then after recess, we have reading groups in English. And then after lunch, we usually have science and either English if you are, sorry, someone texted me. English if you are predominantly a Spanish speaker, so you go to an English enrichment class. Mm-hmm. And you are a English speaker natively, then you'll go to a Spanish enrichment class. Uh-huh. Now that we're in COVID, it is crazy. We're on an AM PM schedule. Parents got to pick recently if their kids came back to in-person school. So right now I am teaching 12 kids in person from 8:30 to 10:30 in the morning, while the rest of my students are online on Zoom at the same time. So I'm teaching in person and on Zoom all at once. At 10:30, my in-person kids go home. They have some independent activities, they have lunch, and then at 12:30, the whole class signs back onto Zoom, and we do afternoon interventions and like classwork until 2:30.
When half your class is online and half's in school, do you just like look back and forth from the camera to the...
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I've never been very tech savvy. I can literally make you like a parachute out of a tea bag, some bubble gum, and a tack. But do not expect me to be able to open like the attachment in an email. That's just not, happening. But now I'm proud to say I'm teaching on a ViewSonic, which is like a huge smart board. And then I have usually 3 other computers open at the same time. Mm-hmm. And one of them has Zoom going. One of them is a backup Zoom and everything open, like my email, the slides for the day, the attendance. And then I have another computer where I have the kids version, so I can see what the kids are seeing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I have to balance between the 3 and the 12 kids. But it's actually been a lot easier than I thought. The kids in person are super great. And today, for instance, I had to discipline a child. So I had to, like, you know, go outside the door. Like, the door was cracked open, but I couldn't answer because I was talking. And somebody on Zoom needed my help. And so one of the kids in class answered, "Hey, she's helping somebody. She'll be right there." It was so great. So it was awesome. So the kids are like the best thing ever. They're so helpful and responsible and just my buds.
So do you teach all the subjects, or do you split the subjects between 2 teachers?
No, I teach all the subjects, and usually I have like 28 to 30 students. And I teach everything in my classroom from, you know, math, science, English, history, language arts. PE also falls under our jurisdiction. Cultural enrichment, all that good stuff.
So what are some of your other hobbies, and do you have time for them?
Yeah, I mean, teaching is definitely a full-time job, and you do a lot of extra work, but I make time for my hobbies, and I love them. I am a Zumba instructor. Is a week at Chico Sports Club. It's a local gym. And then I really love to garden. I have like 200 plus plants, maybe. Just inside my house alone, I have like 65 houseplants. It's kind of a problem. So I definitely have time for my hobbies. I guess, like, as everything in life, you just have to make time for things.
Yeah. I had one plant in my bedroom, and it lasted like a week.
Yeah, it's hard. And sometimes you have to find the right plant that, like, you vibe with. And then once you find how to keep that one alive, I swear it like talks to the other ones, and it tells her, like, oh, she's actually really cool. Don't worry about her. And then you can bring other ones in. I had this one vine plant like 10 years ago, and she's the one that started me off. And now I'm just, whatever I grab, luckily it just grows. Knock on wood, man. I hope it keeps going.
Yeah. So do you have a team of teachers that you work with, or is it just you?
So 5th grade, at our school, 5th grade, there are 3 5th grade classes, and they are separate classes, but the 3 of us work together as like a unit. They are the absolute best thing that has ever happened to me in my life. I mean, I could not teach without them the way that I do, and they're just so great, so supportive. They are always on board with all my crazy ideas. And we share everything. Our curriculum is really, really similar. Like, if you were to walk into any of our classrooms on any given day, we'll probably be teaching the same subject or the same lesson even, but just a little bit differently, because each one of us has a little bit of a different style. But yeah, we are a team by choice. A lot of grades at our school choose not to share curriculum or share work, and not to teach as a team. We do, and it works really well for us.
It's great that you have a team like that you can share stuff between and help each other.
It's amazing. So it's me, Lucy, and Dawn. And Dawn was actually my CT. He was my cooperating teacher. When you become a teacher, you get to, like, school, you work with a veteran teacher for a semester. And I worked with Dawn first semester this one year, and then Lucy, who was in the program with me, got to work with him second semester. So both of us were his student teachers, and then both of us became his, like, partner teachers.
Nice.
Yeah, it's awesome.
What's the best part of your job?
Oh, the kids. Definitely. They are so funny. They are so wonderful and honest. And like, if they tell you you look good, you need to go home and take a lot of selfies and post all of them because you look good. But if they tell you you look bad, you need to go home immediately and just like take a shower and go to sleep. Yeah, because they're not lying. So they're just so great, and I love them. They're the best part of my job. I have the best job for sure, and they are like 100% hands down the best part.
Do you like the fact that each year you get a new group, or do you wish you stayed with them?
It's hard. I feel I would like to maybe keep them a little longer.
Yeah.
Maybe not forever, and not because I don't love them or like, you know, want to be with them forever, but I feel like it's important for them to experience other teaching methods and other class members and other school, you know, environments. Just because life is crazy and always changing. So I feel like, you know, if you learn that early on, you don't get so stressed out. And but I would definitely like to hold on to them a little longer. Not that I want school to be longer, but you know what I mean? Maybe like 2 years and then kick them out.
Bye-bye. What are some of the challenges of your job?
Parents, keeping parents satisfied. You know, they have expectations of us as teachers, and they have expectations of their kids. And sometimes those expectations do not align with reality. And so you want to do your best to be understanding and not to offend anyone, and to always remember that the kids' well-being is the very top priority. So just dealing with parents, I think, is one of the biggest challenges. And then like feeling like, man, are they even learning? Because sometimes there are some that you're like, I don't even know if you've been sitting here, but I swear you haven't learned one thing. Like that's like a kind of feeling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it definitely it's very rewarding when that kid also does tell you, I do know what 12 times 2 is.
Thank you. What's your best memory from work?
One?
Or multiple?
Oh man. 1 year, 2 of my students, these 2 girls are fantastic. They didn't speak a word of English when they came to my class, and they organized between the 2 of them a surprise birthday party for me. And they got the 3 5th grade classes involved. They got the other teachers involved. They got decorations, and they got one of the teachers to trick me and like take me out of the classroom while I was gone for 5 minutes, I swear. They all ran into the classroom and they decorated really quick, and they put up like games, and they had asked parents to bring food. Like they set up like an entire party, these 2 little girls, and they like emailed people. The little girls like they emailed, not their parents, but like they emailed people like asking for help and like to do things, and they hid the decorations in the classroom next to us and had the teacher hide the balloons and the streamers in there. It was like the most amazing, sweetest, incredible thing ever.
That sounds awesome. That's so
yeah
sweet. Yeah, we tried doing that one time when I was in school, but it didn't go as well.
Yeah, I can't believe they did it. I was like, how did you pull this off? I mean, it was like a legit party in 5 minutes. It was incredible.
Should be party planners.
Yeah, I told them, I was like, you guys can start a business. I will totally hire you.
Yeah. So, post high school graduation, how did you end up pursuing this career?
Woo! Kind of by mistake, by luck, I guess. Not mistake, but totally luck. I went to Chico State. I was a business major. a creative writing minor, and a Latin American literature major as well. I graduated, didn't know what to do, so I moved back in with my parents, and my mom's like, okay, got a job. So she found me this job as an after-school program leader, and I walked in to a 4th grade class of like 30 kids, and you help them with homework or whatnot after school. But that day I went home and I was like, Mom, I want to be a teacher. And she was like, okay, well, go back to school. And I was like, oh, okay. So I found out what I had to do. I re-enrolled in Chico State. I took a couple of, I didn't have any liberal studies classes because I was in a total different major. So I ended up taking some of them, got my credential, and then I ended up getting my master's in bilingual education as well.
What's the toughest part of the extra education you have to get to become a teacher?
Balancing your time, because you have to volunteer. Well, in my program, you volunteered 4 days a week from 8:30 to 2:30 in the classroom. And then you had to go to your classes at nighttime, which were usually 5:30 to around, I think, 8:30. And a lot of people, they had to work. So I knew some of my class, I luckily took out a loan and I just didn't work. I just went to school full time. But a lot of my classmates couldn't do that, and they literally had to work in those 2 hours right after school, and then go to work extra hours on the weekends and work extra hours on Friday. We did have class on Saturday as well for the credential program. So just balancing your time.
Yeah.
Learning to balance your time. And I am the number one procrastinator, man. I'm all about just waiting to the last minute, and I swear my ideas flow better, and it's okay, cool, but that doesn't work.
Yeah.
You actually have to do things when they get assigned, so that was really difficult for me. That's not the life I live, but you can do it for a short time, people. You can do it.
If you hadn't chosen this career, what would have been your next choice?
Oh, man. A dream job would be a costume and set designer for Broadway shows or some sort of theater.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, realistic job. I would maybe own a company or something. Small.
Have you always been interested in dressing up and all of that, even as a kid?
Oh yeah, big time. Big time. Yep. I used to love to dress in all genders. I was always the biggest one of my cousins, so I'd always be the boy and dress them all up as the girls. And I just loved to make the costumes. So ever since I was little, it's not even just going and buying the costumes for me. It's not that it's super fun. Don't get me wrong. I will destroy a costume shop. But for me, the challenge is making it myself. Yeah. So I just converted that hat, I think you saw, into a scarlet macaw. The red one with the feathers.
Oh, yes.
So that's supposed to be a scarlet macaw because we were learning about Costa Rica.
Okay.
And so that is actually a set of devil wings or angel wings, red ones that you buy at Michael's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally got that and I bent it. And then I just added the feathers and I made the head and then I created a visor. Yeah.
Well, that's very creative.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm the MacGyver of costumes.
Yeah, me and my friend, we used to do these films on iMovie. And so we'd dress up in these crazy costumes and do I covered my face in green eyeshadow once for a zombie.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are so fancy, man. When I used to dress up with my cousins and stuff, we have to do live plays in front of your parents because we weren't cool. We didn't have any cell phones. We couldn't do no iMovie. So you literally would have to go interrupt your parents' barbecue and be okay, everyone be quiet. We're going to do a live play. And then we would have to do a live play.
That's still fun. Where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years?
Oh boy. Teaching happily. I unfortunately, I won't be with this amazing team because Don, the gentleman that I teach with, he's going to be retiring this year. So it's going to be with a different team, but I'll still be teaching 5th grade, maybe here at Rosedale or maybe abroad somewhere. I don't know. I would really love to travel. My husband and I taught English for about 8 months abroad in Spain.
Oh,
and
fun.
we had an awesome time. And then we went and lived in Costa Rica for about 5 months and worked at a sustainable hostel.
Oh.
Yeah, so we really like to travel around and just who knows? I mean, I'll be teaching, but I always thought that teaching would keep you in one place, kind of lock you down. And actually, I mean, it really opens up the doors and gives you all sorts of opportunities. In Costa Rica, I also worked at a bilingual school there as well. I was just like an on-call substitute teacher. So, yeah, it was just a way to make a few extra bucks. I didn't have a car, so I had to hitch a ride a couple times with some like local ticos, which was fun. But yeah.
For anyone who is interested in pursuing work, is interested in becoming a teacher, do you have any words of advice for them?
Yeah, it's honestly the best job in the world. It is super hard. It is going to take all of you if you want to be a good educator. But it is worth it. You get it, everything you put in, you get it back tenfold. The kids are incredible. You learn so much from them on a daily basis. You are the one that really comes out winning in the end. So it's not a profession I ever thought I would, gravitate towards, but I don't think I could ever do anything else. It is literally the best job.
Well, I really enjoyed talking to you. You're very fun and exciting. Cheers.
Cheers, girlfriend.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks for watching. See you next time on Coffee with Keira.